Walter Overculture, you're welcome to the programme. We're coming to you this evening from Braithwaite House Resort for the 2021 inaugural Cathaoirleach Awards. Mayo County Council honouring people from all walks of life who work very quietly behind the scenes, making our communities stronger, more vibrant and caring. Unsung heroes that you'll find in any street, village or town in the county.
A night like tonight is really, really important. It's a little opportunity to recognise that voluntary effort, all of those people who do that tireless work on behalf of their communities, maybe sometimes not recognised or not recognised in the way that it could or should be. So tonight is an opportunity through the inaugural Cathaoirleach Awards to recognise that in some small way, to say to communities, we know what you're doing, we see you, we see the work, we appreciate it, and we want to work with you in the future to ensure that we continue to do an awful lot of good work for the people of Mayo.
And there's been tremendous response from communities right across the county to these awards. Are you surprised at that?
I'm not, to be honest with you, because I think that communities, they like to come together, you know, they like to get the little bit of recognition, but they're very, I suppose, social people, so they like to come meet their local councillors, to meet their fellow groups, to have a chat. You know, we'll have some refreshments this evening, and I think it's a social evening, and, you know, while this is the first one, I believe that this will become a very important date in our annual calendar into the future.
And of course it was to happen last year, but because of COVID it didn't, and I suppose that even makes it more important now.
Well, look, it's a novelty in itself to have an event like this. It's been a long time since we've all come together and been able to meet in this way. So it is absolutely fantastic, and we're delighted to have this opportunity. And we're just hoping now that everyone has a good night. Obviously, not everyone can receive an award. But I think the fact that a group is nominated or a person is nominated is really good in itself. And what we really want to do is to focus on every community group and every individual who's working tirelessly for the community, and to say a simple thank you.
Great platform for Mayo County Council to recognise the huge effort and the work that's been done in local communities. The local champions, the local heroes, who, of course, it's a cliche, they're unsung, but this is an opportunity for us to, I suppose, there's an extensive number of groups and individuals across the county, and a good spread there. And I'm delighted, I'm very proud to be here, because we've come through a horrendous pandemic, and you know, I think we saw the best in people from Mayo and the best in our communities and in the individuals who stood up and helped out those that were most in need. And I suppose the types of awards that are here cover a diverse areas, everything from heritage, culture, environment, to individual acts and group acts, and so literature, on Changa, the language, and the Dini Harsalya, who are very close to us. We were in Chicago recently, we're going to New York, and our diaspora are really important to us. So we're covering a huge base of people there.
So you'll be saying a few words tonight at the event and presenting awards.
Yes, and I'll say very few words. I think it's really, the night is about all of those people and all of those groups have contributed to what makes Mayo a great place. And we've seen it when we go travel abroad. Our reputation is absolutely unbelievable, and you only see it and feel it when you go abroad, and when you leave the county itself. People have only good things to say about Mayo and the people of Mayo.
On behalf of the Anna Magazine Society, we are so delighted and excited here tonight to have won this award. It's not just for me alone, it's for all the members of the society and the members of the committee of Anna Magazine. We have to remember tonight the people who started the magazine off back in 1978 and all the long hours and hard work they put into it. We really so appreciate this award and look forward to many more years of Anna Magazine.
I just want to congratulate all involved in the Anna magazine. 40 wonderful editions and indeed many more to come. This is the very first Chairman's Award and I'm sure it's a huge honour for all at the magazine and well deserved.
The Old Irish Goat Society has been based in Morani since 2011, so we've been working on preserving and protecting the Old Irish Goat for 11 years now. It's been going great in some ways. We've put a lot of work in. We've shared some of our goats with Hothead in Dublin recently, and that has got huge publicity all over the world.
And recognition for the goals. Yeah.
Recognition for the goats, yeah, because they provide a function in terms of grazing underutilized habitats. The future is not 100% secure for the Old Irish Goat. There's still a lot of work to do. But we've taken some great steps and we're delighted with this award to help us along the way.
It's a marvellous night here tonight in the Brafey House Hotel, and I had the honour of accepting this award on behalf of the community in Crossmagna. Now, unfortunately, the recipients of this award couldn't attend tonight because I think some members of COVID. This is a great award for the people. I know now Crossmagna is part of my area, I'm more or less the Ballina representative, but it's a great honour for me to collect it on their behalf. I'll be handing it over to Councillor Michael Office in the morning at our MD meeting. And I want to congratulate each and every one of them, and sure maybe we'll see them back here again very soon. This is the first time this Cathaoirleach Award. It was due to take place last year and was initiated a few years ago, and I'm delighted to think this is the first of its kind. And these awards are for the unsung heroes of our community, and those are the ones that are out sweeping the street and doing the hard work that are never heard of. And this is only the first of many. This will be an annual event, and I think they all is well deserved.
The Dublin Clubhouse was set up in 2002. It's a drop-in centre for mental health service users, non-medicalised. Originally started off in Ballina at weekends, extended to Castlebar at weekends. Now we have over the 7 day, we've provided 7-day service over the two centres. Castlebar is open Monday to Friday and Ballina is open Wednesday to Sunday. It's a member-led. Both Tony and myself here are trustees, and Denise is the manager in Castlebar, Therese is the manager in Ballina. The members decide what they want to do and the staff assist them in what they want to do.
So it's a busy place.
Busy place, yeah.
And getting this award tonight, being acknowledged by the council for the work you've done, what does it mean to you, Jan?
Well, what it means to us, okay, we're here, we accept the award. What it really means is that mental health is out there, that it's good to talk about. And again, the message that you get out, that it's okay not to be okay and it's okay to ask for help. You know, there was a time that mental health was brushed under the carpet.
Yes.
Now we're talking about it, and we talk about recovery, we talk about wellness. And I mean, they say there's no health without mental health. We all have our problems. How we can deal with them is how we can work. And we try to help people along their way. If they hit a pothole, as they say, that we can help them along the way.
Well, look, congratulations on the great work you're doing in the community and continued success as well.
Thank you very much. Thanks a million.
We're a cross-community group based in Ballycastle, but we take in the area from Belderrig all the way over as far as Lacken and Killala and the Hinterland. And this year we were working with Red Bull, and we brought the Red Bull cliff diving event to Downpatrick Head in Ballycastle. And for us it was great to put North Mayo on the map. We feel we have a lot to offer, and we're only getting started. We have an eco campus in Ballycastle, and we have a 13-kilometre coastal walk that we're working on as well. And this year we hope to promote that and get that in place. And we have great hopes for North Mayo, an area that's been neglected for years, and I think it warrants a bit of grow. So we'll keep going.
We're very excited to get this award. It was completely unexpected, but it means a huge deal to North Mayo. Like, we're a very, very small village in North Mayo, so it's a delight for the whole community. It's a real community award, so we're delighted to get this today.
Yeah, I would say it's been a massive community effort with the Red Bull. It was just great to have all that cohesiveness, and there's great potential in the area. Everyone is really involved, and the future looks bright, hopefully, for Ballycastle and North Mayo.
I got involved with climate activism through my school, really. I got involved with the Green Schools Committee. I'm the chairperson, and we've done a lot of different projects. We've built bug house hotels, planted trees all over the town. And then through that, I'm the chairperson of Mayo, Corlin and Nogue, and I sit on the Climate Biodiversity Committee, which is an initiative run by Mayo County Council. So I got involved with loads of different small projects, and that's kind of grown my interest further. And it's something I do on a daily basis now.
And is it something you'd like to get involved with when you finish school and college?
Yes, definitely something I like to stay involved with after I'm finished school, definitely in college, get involved with different organisations in college. Definitely keep up my activism in climate as well.
And what does this award mean to you now and the work you've been doing?
It means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to young people in Mayo, because not often are young people recognised enough for their achievements. So I think it'll encourage more young people in Mayo to get involved with climate activism or do stuff that they like throughout Mayo, whether that's climate or sport.
Yeah. And finally, your family are very proud of you and this award tonight.
Yes, they're very proud. They've got to see it all. I've always been telling them about it, but it's all been virtual, so it's great to be in person today.
Congratulations, yet another award for Westport Tidy Towns.
Yeah, thanks very much. We're delighted to pick up this award here tonight. This is the start now of the new year as well, so we're back out to our volunteering work, our Tuesday night cleanups, and the summer well ahead of us. So COVID has obviously put us back a bit in that we couldn't get all the things we wanted to get doing with all our volunteers, but we're ready to start rolling again, and we're really delighted to pick up this award here tonight.
Yeah, and particularly from your own county as well, and the county council acknowledging the great work you do.
It is, yeah, it's a great recognition of the great work that's been done, not just by our tiny towns, but all the tiny towns in the county. I mean, the volunteers that put in their time and their effort, it's wonderful, and everyone's happy to be doing it. So many thanks again to Mayo County Council.
This is a great prelude to the big one then coming up later on this year.
Oh yeah, well we'll take one day at a time, but tiny towns, everyone is a winner. So let's all get out there and let's enjoy the summer. Keep all our towns and villages perfect like the way Mayo is.
So Lishan Art Project is based in Ballinrobe. The group meet weekly and they perform, or they do workshops with an artist. Breda Burns is the artist working with them at the minute. They've been around since, they've been here for the last 15 years. It's a long-term project, so it gives people who participate in the project the opportunity to develop skills and an interest, and to, I suppose, creativity is a core part of their lives. The project itself is based in Taku with support from Western Care and Mayo County Council.
And getting this award this evening.
Yeah, the project, you know, it's really recognition of the years of work that have gone into it, the commitment by the artists themselves and by the facilitators and artists and funders that work with them. So it's fabulous recognition of that work.
We're absolutely delighted, and we just, I suppose, we're very lucky in Foxford. We have a lot of fantastic musicians, and the culture is well alive. I suppose we're also very lucky because we've got an awful lot of help, and there's so many people there to support. And when we run when we ran the FLAS and when we run the traditional weekend and that, there's so much help, and it's brilliant. So we're delighted.
And tonight is all about volunteers and being honoured, and that includes yourselves. And these events wouldn't happen without the volunteers.
Yeah, well, that's true, and we certainly seen that when we had the FLA. The amount of people that helped in so many different ways was just unbelievable. And I suppose then, you know, we regularly run sessions for juniors and teenagers, and then rambling houses and stuff. And people are fantastic. They come out and support us, so it's all good.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much, Henry. Thank you.
award would, I suppose, clearly show that the Irish language is in a pretty good place in Gaeltacht Irish na leitheantí seo. You know, we started our work in 2015. Indeed, many more before us have done a lot of work for the Irish language, but we're building on that work. And de réir chéile, mar a Gernan Shanachal, Thomas Toigal na Cushlan, and making good strides to promote the use of the Irish language in our community.
And receiving this award then, that of course just acknowledges the great work that you've been doing with the Irish language.
It's a really special occasion tonight to accept this award. Probably most importantly because it was on foot of a recommendation from the community, and that recognition on tahan this Shina all own bubble is really the special treat tonight for us. And you know, we're really grateful for all the support that we've had from the local community since we started our work to I suppose promote the use of the Irish language in the Eris Gaeltacht.
Yes, I don't even know how long ago it is, Henry, but it was more than 10 years, I think. We decided we'd meet every week in the Linen Hall Cafe in a nice informal setting, and anyone who had plenty Irish would speak it, and those who had only a few words would listen for a while and then join in. And over the years, we've had so many different types of people came to us. For example, we had a number of students on the Hibernian course who were training to be teachers, and they would have a primary degree in some other subject, so they often wanted to improve their Irish. So they would come along to the Kirkle Chora and join in, and we organised kind of orals for them. I can't think of the word now. In order they were preparing for their orals with their exams, and they all succeeded. And they come back, some of them come back to us now afterwards. And we had a number of very interesting people over the years, well, not all Irish. We had one American man who was so loved Ireland so much. He happened to be here working with his wife, and he decided he'd learn Irish, and he loved everything Irish. But unfortunately, he had to go back to America.
And you find by holding these sessions in the relaxed atmosphere of the Linen Hall Cafe that more and more people are getting interested in the Irish language?
They hear us laughing, if I'm honest, because we always have great sport. Not always, it can be naughty enough at times.
Donna, yeah. And receiving this award now tonight, what does it mean for you now and your work?
It's wonderful because it isn't that we put work into it because we love it and we enjoy it. But another thing that we did then as well, one of our members who got another award here tonight in connection with the Old Irish Goats, his wife wrote a book to support the Old Irish Goats, and the money was to go to them, and it was a book for children. And they were looking for somebody who would translate the book to Irish for them. They couldn't get a translation. So one of our members who had previous experience translated the book. And we launched it out at the Mayo Day in Turla House a couple of years ago. You know, that kind of thing, informal meeting like that, you meet up with somebody who can help you out.
Well, look, keep up the good work, and I hope more and more people join your tea and coffee mornings every Wednesday, isn't it?
Every Wednesday, 11 o'clock, everybody welcome.
We're absolutely delighted and honoured that Dean Furyk has been awarded this award. Really, really thrilled. We're delighted to have his cousin here to receive the award as well. He's an amazing gentleman who has done so much for the diaspora in America and for the people of Mayo in America. He has also, as everybody knows, I think at this stage, in his memoir, and he's talked about the 25th Amendment, which he framed himself when he was a very young man, virtually a student at college, as a law student. And then, of course, he's been very important in terms of the peace movement in Northern Ireland, which has been a great achievement as well, as we know. So he's an amazing gentleman.
And how do you think he's going to feel about receiving this award?
he will wonder, he will say, gosh, am I receiving another award? But he will be very pleased. Particularly Mayo is very, very important for him. His parents hail from County Mayo, and he's very connected with Mayo and with his cousins here in County Mayo as well.
We're members of Mayo Genealogy Group. It was set up we're in the 10th anniversary of our group itself. Nolene here was one of the founding members. Her sister Dimple Joyce as well was a founding member. And we all came into the group at different stages. Now we normally meet on a Saturday in the museum, but since COVID we've been meeting online on Zoom meetings once a week like that, and every Wednesday, and we meet from 7 o'clock until about 10 o'clock and we have our ex-diaspora members coming in from all around the world as well. So it's a great way of making contact with them and them to get to know us. In fact, a lot of them come in are actually related to us and related to different people around the county of Mayo. So there's over 9,000 people worldwide. And if a query comes in, we say on Facebook or somewhere else, and they're looking for some members of their diaspora or their ancestors, and if it's around Charlestown, they get in contact with me, and which I have a few more members around Charlestown, and we'll sit down and we'll find the area where they got to and where they came from and where they're going to, and about the public. And if we find out a scandal too, we'll pass on the scandal to them, because that's what brings their life together. That little bit of scandal too, even though it might seem scandal to some people, but it's not.
And your work is being recognised tonight by receiving this award, the Cathaoirleach Award.
Yes, it's making contact with the diaspora and bringing those diaspora back to Mayo, which way they come to. So like Teresa O'Rourke, Ballyferry, Nolene and them will be in Castlebar. And when the people come to Mayo, we meet them. And it's a meet and greet situation. And we'll take them round and show them the different places and show them the difference and show them the most important thing of all, where their ancestors hail from. That it might be a pile of stones now, but those stones tell the story of their life and the life that they left.
Tonight's inaugural Cathaoirleach Awards were an amazing night. They honour community groups and, as I said on stage, and individuals who are working hard in the community. Sometimes they can feel, I think, unseen with the work that they're doing, because they go and they do it without any plaudits or laudits, week in, week out, day in, day out. So to honour them in a public forum, I think, is hugely important. The fact that there were 37 nominations in the inaugural year as well shows the interest that's there for the Cathaoirleach Awards going forward. And I think it's something that Mayo County Council and Mayo.ie will build on over the next number of years, because honouring those people who are effectively keeping our communities going with the various services, when you look at some from mental health to environmental to, everything you can think of, that's what keeps our communities thriving day in, day out. So I think it was a hugely successful night. It was an honour to host them and to be here and involved and see some of that work at first hand. And hopefully we'll be back a little bit later this year for the 2022 awards.